Hey guys, back at it again with Suzaku versus Tribe, Game 2. Like I said, I'm trying to go faster at this, but I really just enjoy taking things slow and talking about them. Gotta make sure I'm on normal speed. Um, so as you can see, I got my paint. I got my notepad prepared. So Suzaku versus C9 versus Suzaku, Game 2. What are we looking for? Looking for the things we saw in the first game. Old school positioning. Is Suki just cracked? And the C9 jungle pick. Other than that, we're looking at trades in the mid game. I want to see if they, right. I want to see if Cloud9 can take advantage of or I want to see if Suzaku takes advantage of Cloud9 like they did last game and gets a lot of trades in the mid game, or if they're just gonna play a different sort of comp. So here we see the. I wish I could get this stupid stuff to go away. We're gonna see the Nami, the what is that, Rengar, and set on the side of Cloud9. Okay. I think Rengar was a problem, right? Last game, they're obviously banning Rengar because of the impact it had in game 1. What were the bans game 1 again? Okay, 1 sec. We're just gonna Control C, Control V, and 259 is where we're looking. There we go. Okay. So what we see here is, go back about 5 seconds before they did these swaps. Okay. Oh my god. YouTube ads, oh boy, gotta love it. Okay, so what we see here, right? We see on the side of C9 they banned Karma, Camille, and then Nami. So instead they go for the set, the Rengar and Nami. So obviously they don't want to play this Nami into Suzaku. Either they think it's good, or they think that it's there's something there. What is Tribe, or what is Suzaku banning? Suzaku bans Set, not Set, Shen. What am I saying? Shen, Olaf, Senna. This time they ban Shen, Olaf, Thresh. I don't see why Suzaku switched it up, unless they want to leave open the Senna for some reason. I think that going second right now is really good, actually, or being the red side in the meta, right? Because first pick is really good if you're first picking that Karma, but if you're red and you float 3 champions, right? They floated the Senna, they also floated the, what else did they float? They also floated the, right? They're floating a lot of champions. They've got the Jaces afloat, they floated the Karma, they floated the Set. That's 3. And so Cloud9 basically has to waste a ban if they want to get rid of one. And then they can pick one. And Suzaku then has their pick of a Jace or I think that I'm a Jace truther. I haven't seen any bad Jace play yet though. So I just think that I like leaving the Senna open at the very least. I'm not sure about the Shen ban. I'd much rather see Karma in that slot if I had to say, but Suzaku obviously don't want Cloud9 to play Karma or Shen for some reason, so they're gonna give him the Karma. Yeah. So what happens next? We see on the side of Suzaku the Camille. That's another one that was banned by Cloud9 last time. So another one of those powerful floaty that you maybe want. And then the pick of the Lulu. Wait, I'm in the wrong game. I am, aren't I? Wait, what the fuck? Dude, I'm on the right game. Why are you... This is the exact same thing I criticized Cloud9 for. Picking the Lulu this early gives the enemy so much information, right? Because like if they like, you're gonna get Vader Jinx, right? So you're not gonna be in a problem where you have like this 80 carry, like oh I didn't get a Jinx, I didn't get a Vayne, I'm not gonna be able to like play the late game. You're not gonna have that problem. But especially with like, this means you have to play a tank or like a bruiser mid, I think. Because Lulu's going the support role, so where are you getting your tankiness from? I know Camille Wheel's sort of tanky, but like she's more of a bruiser. She doesn't like have a lot of tank on her. I really hate picking Lulu early. And like I don't think C9's gonna pick Lulu that early again. That being said, if they do go like, they did ban the set away, so if they go like what, like if they go like Lulu or Jinx, and then you pick what? You pick the Vayne. The Sona probably gets banned. Not a good scenario. But you could also just pick the Senna and then go for like a high powered like playthrough mid, something like Diana. I think that there's, unless you read that Cloud9 is going to be picking Lulu, like you have to believe. I think the only reason you have to pick Lulu is like, there's two reasons basically. One is that you think that Cloud9 is going to pick Lulu again. Like they want to go aggro, but you just beat them in that late game. And like, although Cloud9 did lose due to a dumb positioning error from old school, they weren't in a good spot. So like, you guys had the win there. Like, just kind of let them pick the Lulu. Yeah, this is going in the notebook. Lulu is picked too early, same as game 1. Gives blue side a easy counter, right? So like, just depending on how C9 wants to go about this, like it's a not really a counter, but like I'd say an easy read. Right now they kind of know what you're going to be playing. So now what do we have? Vayne, taken away from Easter Boa. I like this. He looked really good. So you're going to give it to Old School, give Old School a bit more mobility. He did look kind of poor on the Jinx with the lack of mobility. Meals picking the Renekton, a good tanky top laner. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, there's even less of a reason to pick Lulu now that I'm thinking about this, because they already like you could play Karma mid, but like Karma's been telegraphed as a support, especially I feel like in this draft. Like I feel like Karma is telegraphed really hard. And I feel like there are plenty of other supports. They may not be like late game scaling, but like Galio is one that I personally think is really good. Heroic entrance. I know that this isn't popular in NA, but like Alistar, I've been watching some more of like the Korean and like the SEA games. And like I know Alistar's like relatively well picked over there. And like I better see a Senna pick. Like, are you just floating Senna for no reason? It would be very weird to me if I forgot they picked Kaisa. Oh my god. Oh, that's a thumbnail if I've ever seen one. Let me just get a little screenshot of this. Yeah, that's going in the thumbnail folder. Yeah, but no, this is, why are you picking? Kaisa? Question mark. So, why did you float Senna? Isn't Senna just better? Okay, big thing, big thing. Right, the advantage to Senna. Senna doesn't pair well with Lulu. You might lack a bit of damage if you don't have like a playthrough mid lane. Kaisa is still playable. She's not great, but like yeah. Yeah, I don't. Not a fan. Like the more I think about it. Okay. Then we're getting the second round of the bans. We see Lee Sin. I like that. Get rid of the like early game threat, and like Tarzan didn't look great on the Jin Zhao. Banning the Akali. I suppose Akali is okay in the vein. Maybe that might be why. I mean, but if they pick a like, they basically have to pick a tank jungler at this point. So I'd be focusing on like tankier junglers, you know. And the new ban again, another like Nunu's okay in the early game, but like it's good engage and like they don't want to get engaged on, especially with the Lulu. Banning the Ari, good. Like so, it looks like C9 right here is trying to take out mid, and Suzaku is trying to take out jungle picks. And are we just not playing Kha'Zix? Like, he's very good. Is Jerboa's gonna take the Jin Zhao? Or Suzaku's gonna take the Jin Zhao? Why? Old school will take the Riven, like that. Riven's, like, pretty good in mid. I suppose you could flex her into jungle. God. I mean, at least I'm gonna get to review a Singed game. Okay. And the Darius. Okay. So, let's think about this. Wait. What? Oh my god. Okay. So, where's your AP? No AP on Suzaku. That's very clearly like this sticks out to me. Like there's no real AP dealers. Kha'Zix mod check. Can't spell. God damn it. Yeah, but like Kha'Zix would have been I 100% would have picked Kha'Zix here over like Jin Zhao. Maybe I'm just a fucking Kha'Zix truther. The fucking 40 game 28. No, I don't even fucking. I've watched like 5 games, like 20 matches basically. 20 games, like 5 matches. Fucking Sierra getting to me. But yeah, this is very clearly they're gonna pick the Darius into the Singed. And so, yeah, this is one of those ones where like, I suppose you could like flex. This is just weird as shit. This is a weird as shit draft. Okay. Okay, into the game. Honestly, not great. Not great for either team, honestly. I think C9 is winning out of the draft. Prob winning. Out of draft, right? And I know that C9 will lose this, so I'm going to keep that in like, you know, like but I think that like I just don't like this comp at all. Like you have one carry and like if premonition pops the fuck off. But like we saw Jin Zhao literally do nothing last game. And like I mean hey, maybe Suki will fucking carry. Renekton is good. I like Riven in mid, like it was relatively effective. What the fuck? Riven in jungle, like we saw Riven be relatively effective in mid last game. Um I'm sorry, no flash. This is where I wish we had just like a straight perspective on mid. Like Meals, I mean. It's specifically Meals. I just want to watch what he does. But like look at how close these waves are though. Like this is why Singed is good in mid lane. And like I know other people have said it, but like the distance there is really short. So he just clears that wave incredibly fast. He's immediately rotating up towards his top lane. And it looks like he's actually going to go into the jungle and try to like cause some mischief. Puts a ward down, right? And like that's the advantage he has because Darius can't do that. Darius doesn't have the time to rotate into the jungle and put a ward like right here. This also tells them a lot about, like, you know, if they see the Jin Zhao come from this direction, they know he probably cleared rocks instead of after red buff, instead of going straight. So they know more about his rotation, about how he's going to play the game. Just an interesting thing to note, Suki is not riding the Undying Grasp, they're running Fleet Footwork. Yeah, not much is happening though, it's a normal game for now. And it looks like Tarzan is going to get engaged on. I'm trying to decide whether I like this flash. Okay, it's time for... No, that is not the one I was looking for. It's time for the classic, here's my shitty rendition of the pit. So, right, you have... Oh god, that's... Failed kindergarten, by the way, you know? And then you've got, like, the brush here. So what you have is you have 2 from what, red side? Yeah, 3 from red side. So you've got 1 coming down this direction and then 2 coming from over here. And then you're here. You got a teammate coming from this direction and a teammate way down here. The question, right, is which direction is the correct way? You could go out the back or out the side. Tarzan immediately flashes out the side. The reason I think he does this is because he wants to get the scuttle crab right here. You know my shitty drawing. But I think that, in all honesty, the technically correct play would be to go to back of pit and flash out, like to get further over this way and flash out near the brush. Because then they have to follow you into the dragon pit and they're basically corralling themselves in for Selma and Old School. Right? Because if they then follow you in towards like this, Selma and Old School have a direct advantage of like either A, being in the way, right? Like right here, or they can follow them around, or they can just kind of come in here, right? It's just more ways to get in. So I think the correct play is to flash here, where the X is. That being said, I think he's looking to get the scuttle. I think that's the read Tarzan here. Yep, look at that. They want the scuttle. Yep, okay. I was right. Yeah. So they also, something that I don't think I took into consideration is Meals is coming down from mid, right? So you want to stay sort of in the fight. If you flash out over here, you're kind of out of the fight. You have to walk back in. Not to mention you're going to lose the Scuttle Crab. And it looks like this is a fight for the Scuttle. When did Israel get poked? Oh, it was Selma. Yeah, look at that. Look at that damage, right? Just poking down Israel. Tarzan can then get out over this direction. But Meals does die for it. Bit unfortunate. Yeah, I think you're supposed to give up Scuttle there. I don't think that is worth it at all. I think you're supposed to just like say Meals, sit mid, and give up Scuttle. Like it's the amount you're losing by giving up Scuttle is nowhere near the amount you lose by giving up First Blood, in my eyes. Not to mention Tarzan is ahead anyways. Let's see, like yeah, where's the gold at? The gold's on Kaisa. That's the worst outcome here. The worst outcome is the gold being on Kaisa, because that means she'll hit her mid-game power spike earlier. Once she hits that upgrade on her first ability. That being said, they do find a nice counter engage here. Old School hits a nice stun, or Selma hits a nice stun. Old School finishes it off. Yeah, so about a 600 gold lead. How did Cloud9 catch up? So yeah, I mean like that return kill, Cloud9 is basically caught up, yeah. That being said, it looks like, checking down here, Vayne is still about 200 gold behind Kaisa. Just jockeying for position. Not a lot going on, honestly. Checking the map. 2 blue wards like right next to each other around this pit. I think these red wards down here are getting a lot more value. Even though they don't see into the pit, these blue wards can really only see between like here and here. And that's not getting you any sort of like positive vision. Like you'll just know if someone walks through the river, which like not many people are going to, unfortunately. So we got 30 seconds on both the objectives now. What are we looking at here? So, when did they do this? So it looks like they're doing a lane swap. They're trying to... So the reason that... Okay, so we're going to talk about this in a second. But you see the Vayne and the support Selma going mid. And so the reason that I think this is that I think they're just going to play instead of... Because... Right, so you've got one pit, mid, one pit, right? Like this, right? And then you got the L's up here. So if you basically the idea is that if you have both your, we will just draw little circles here. They're blue team, so draw blue circles, right? If you have both your, God, this is such a shitty map. I want to redo this real quick. So you've got your mid lane, you've got your pit, you've got your other pit, and then you've got the the corner of the map up here. Corner map down here. Ignore the shitty scaling, right? But when you have these two here in mid lane, then you have one down here, and 1 over here. While there's 1, 2, 1, 1. So this means that you can, at the same time, right? Because normally how you exert pressure on the bottom lane is the duo in the bot lane. But you can both exert pressure on the bot lane through the duo in mid, and the duo can also say that you don't want to fight for, what is it? For the Earth Dragon. You can also go up top and exert the same amount of pressure if you had been up here. I think this is really good. I like this rotational play, right? Because Cloud9 is basically saying, whatever you do, we will contest you, right? Like, basically they're saying, we have 2 options, you have 1, right? Like, they can choose if they feel that the dragon fight is not going well. Why am I drawing more arrows? If they feel like the dragon fight here isn't going well, they will be, right? So when the positioning comes to the fight, right? This is the dragon pit. Zoom and enhance, baby. The positioning should be something like this. Right? And like, obviously, like, this is kind of the position that you want to be in, right? And so if you have an easy exit, right, up towards through the mid lane, because this is where the mid lane brush would be, right here, these 2 walls. And they have to, like, the mid laner can't contest you because it's a 2v1 then, and the moment he does, like, he doesn't have help from his support. And say his supports start pushing aggressively, like I just drew, that leaves their back open to get gooped and for just Meals to be kind of a nuisance. This also leaves that the fact that they don't have vision down here, right? They have no vision. It means that they can also be ganked by the jungler coming up this way. Right? And that's like the final consideration here. The jungler is here. Basically meaning that they were willing to contest, but at the same time, right, the jungler, it's a 3-1 here, right? Like, it's just a lot. I think this is a really good position rotation for Cloud9, and I'd like to see other teams doing it. Because the amount of pressure that it gives you is the ability to, like, flex either lane. And, like, say that you don't want to take a certain objective, you can immediately trade for a different one. And then we're going to see everybody going for the last recalls before the first dragon fight. So we're going to skip a few seconds ahead. So we see, I like Suzaku taking the initiative, right? They recall, they immediately do the same thing. They switch out the mid and the top laners for where they are. So we see right here, Riven is immediately going after the Rift Herald. They're just kind of fighting in mid, playing footsies. Meanwhile, there is no vision, right? This is the benefit of the 2 wards. I think the fact, and like, you notice that, like, they sort of have an idea, right? Like, they get this idea that, like, oh, well, there's no one in Dragon Pit. They're probably at Herald. We should start. That being said, they still, I don't remember if did they clear the ward? I'm trying to check. It's hard to tell. So they did clear the ward, right? So that's what's important. That means that there's no more vision in Dragon Pit for C9. And it looks like this should just be a 1-for-1 objective trade. This should be a 1-for-1 objective trade? Okay. So, right, the Rift Herald provides you 2 things, right? It provides you the gold boost, and it provides you the ability to, like, basically get 2 plates. And, like, if you use the right timing, you can probably take a tower with it. Like, it's basically a tower. The dragon, on the other hand, is gold plus whatever buff it gives you. I'm not an Earth Dragon truther. I think that it's, like, middling at best. I think it's probably the worst one. And this is probably going to be a hot take. I think Cloud Dragon is probably better early game. If it's an Elder Earth, it's really good. But like middle game, I think, like, early, if the Earth is the first dragon that's spawning, it's the worst dragon by far, right? And like the shields that it gives you are basically negligible. Like there's literally nothing there. Yeah, so as long as Cloud9 can get a turret without letting Suzaku like get the same sort of turret advantage in response, they should be very far. Like they should be able to like just keep maintaining this lead. I'm wondering where this lead is coming from though, because don't they get the same amount or similar amounts of gold? Suki. Okay, so Suki gets caught out here. I'm not sure why you're taking this fight when you know they just took Harold. Does Suki get the kill here is the question. No. Okay, yeah. There's nothing to worry about. In the mid lane, Jerboa gets killed. But so does Selma? No. So 2-for-1 trade, yeah. No, I think that's a bad fight to take. If you know they took Harold, you should sit under tower. Or like play campy. You shouldn't be taking that fight. What happened in mid here? So let's look at this fight in mid real quick. So in mid, we see Jerboa get tagged by old school a few times, and then just tries to ult, and just isn't able to kill him, unfortunately. Stove gets the kill though, and then they just aren't able to kill Selma. I don't know, this has been a very standard game. It feels like there's nothing that's happened so far that's super interesting. It's a really good like default game. That being said, I'm looking at this because I want to see, so we're looking at about 1,000 gold lead on the top laners, 1,000 gold lead on the junglers, 700, down 300, and about even. So what's really interesting here is that while there is a gold lead for C9, it's mostly like concentrated on the jungle and the top lane. The jungle is obviously really impactful, but I don't think the top lane has had that much impact. And so, I don't know. C9 has a 2k gold lead, but it doesn't, right, the effectiveness of that gold lead isn't transferring, basically. What I'd like to see, honestly, is put Singed into top lane and then throw Renekton in mid. That sounds a little fucked up, I know, but like the idea is that Renekton is ahead. He is able to carry the game. I put carry in air quotes, but like he is ahead. He is able to do and take fights that the mid laner doesn't really want to. He's able to kind of exert force on the map that Meals can't really. And even though like it's not great to have Singed in the side lanes, because like that he loses out on a lot of his effectiveness like by like gooping and stuff, I think just kind of having him up there, or like at least like you want to shift Zello down. You want to have, instead of Zello like his average time being like right here, you want to have it be like here. You want to have him like kind of hovering in this area, right, where he can like he can impact this bottom fight. This looks like a little miscommunication. Double warding, not something you really want to do, right? Because like these both have basically the same vision. You'd rather the ward be like over here in this corner, or like right here in this corner, you know. Probably just miscommunication on who's warding. So the interesting question now is Suzaku, are they going to keep the duo in mid, or are they going to switch them down to bottom? I like the Zello's pulling down. Like I said earlier, I think that's a good way. He's ahead, get him involved, you know. Same with like Tarzan here. So let's look at this engage. So Tarzan, he comes out of the bush. It looks like he... I don't think the Darius sees him here. You're probably in range to see that. So this is a fight that Suzaku want to take. Darius knows that they're there. Yeah, he goes for that grasp. And it looks like premonition. Yeah, so that means that Tarzan isn't going to land the stun. And so now we're in this 3v3. It's Selma, Meals, and Tarzan versus Premonition and Demon King, and then who? Stove. So Demon King's going to get this big... Oh my... that's not... You don't want to see the Herald drop there. I don't know if that was like because Tarzan died and it expired. No, it looks intentional. I don't think that's a good Herald drop. Maybe just trying to bait them off of the attack, which it looks like it does. But Zello comes in from the back, gets damage onto the premonition, and that's about it. Like, yeah, this is a really bad fight from C9, right? So going back here, right? This is actually a 4v3. This is a 4v3, keep that in mind. So they kill the tower. But they basically give up Meal's life for the tower. And if that's the plan, then you all need to fall back. But then why does Zello come in here and ult? Like this seems like a big miscommunication, right? C9 are back here at this like sort of line. But Zello is going to come in here, and you see they immediately turn around. But at this point, Zello's been halved, right? Because he's already at half, right? So he goes up, he goes to about 3/4, and he immediately gets not bumped down, yeah. Because Isjerboa is just there to kill him, and Isjerboa just feels no pressure at all, and boom, 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 everyone's dead. Something, like I said, I want to try to look at something. I want to watch Suki in this fight. Does he really have any impact? No, he's just kind of there. Yeah, so this is a really good example of what not to do, right? Because they have a 4v3. They take the tower. It's now a 3v3, right? But instead they take a 1v3 right here. And then they take what is basically a 2v3. Selma's already out of this fight. He's not in range for any of his abilities. They're taking a 2v3. And now they're again in a 2v3 now that Selma is back into the fight. But at this point, it's now become basically a 2v4. Meal has stack ultimatum, and then boom, 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 you get aced. And this basically sets up Suzaku for a free dragon. And they only get a singular plate. That Rift Herald drop is a bit confusing to me as well. I'm not exactly sure, like if you're gonna drop the Rift Herald and then continue fighting, that's cool. But like, why drop the Rift Herald if it's just gonna kind of sit there? Yeah, I don't know. This is just off the back of one team fight. Let's see how much of an advantage Suzaku have gotten. Yeah, so now we're looking at what, 26 to 27? How the fuck are C9 still ahead? Oh, they've got 2 towers. I mean, that just makes that fight even worse. You don't have to take that. That's not a fight you need to fight. Oh my god. I was tilted already. I was playing some ranked games today. Tilted the fuck out of me. This is abysmal. You don't take that fight. Just like back the fuck off. Don't let yourself get aced. Because now Suzaku are back in the game. So so basically they just swapped so instead of swapping the top lane to the mid, they've gone and swapped the mid, and then just kind of bumped everyone up one lane. They basically put the top and the bottom, and then said bottom move to mid, mid move to top. Okay, let's look at a few things here. First of all, 600 gold behind. Not what you want to see, especially on your Vayne. Kaisa's about to spike real hard. She's about to get her first upgrade. Lulu, Karma, basically the same. Riven, Jinzhou, basically the same. A lot of advantage on Rekton. But Zello has had no impact. He's just kind of been laning by himself. Is Meals dead? Nope. Suki's just giving him a little love tap. Drake is spawned. Now, let's see what's going on. That was a... Okay. So, Isdra is about to get poked out. He gets Lulu ulted, dashes out, starts just targeting Tarzan, it looks like, but Demon King comes in here with a massive ult. Look at how spread apart everyone is, right? You've got Old School, he's now on his lonesome. Meals and Tarzan are kind of outside of the fight range for protecting Old School, and Selma got knocked over the wall, so he's out of it. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more focus fire on Old School here, right? He's kind of stuck there, and like Premonition, Isdra, just kind of run at him, you know? He's the carry. If he's dead, they have a harder time winning this fight. Oh, Hextech Ultimatum comes down from Suki onto Old School. Activating Stasis. Oh my god. Suki, this is 100% a team fight win from Suki. Like, look at Old School. He's just been zoned out of the fight right here, right? It's basically, right, you've got your front line here, which is these three, and then you've got the back line going on here. Demon King, Meals, Stove. Demon King's about to get killed, but if you just look at this, the fight has become now Tarzan is going to die, right? Premonition then has a... This is... Holy fuck, this is such a good fight. Okay, so right, Suki hits him, immediately gets stunned up, goes into stasis, just to not let Old School out. Premonition goes, hits the kill onto Tarzan, and then has the way out. Should probably get killed. It's still 1-0. That was a great fight. Like, it's just a clean 1-0, right? You just watch, like, look at this. Everyone's low. They've killed Tarzan, who's been doing really well. He was one of the ones who was ahead, besides Zello. And then everyone gets out. Old School gets nothing in return. Yeah, just a really good fight. And look at that. They immediately start recalling. And in that time, Suki just kind of sticks around. I love this from the turn. This is great. Instead of sending everyone to recall, they send about 2. And then the other 3 start immediately jockeying for position around Baron, or for Dragon. They immediately start going after Dragon. And then Zello just gets caught out around the pit here. I believe that was the summoner spell. I believe that was the Eric, right? What hit him there? He got hit by a slope. Yeah, I think it was the boots on Lulu, the little ghosts. He gets hit, immediately caught out, and he's just going to burst down. Tarzan TP's in. He's going to get killed. Suki, though, will get taken down. It just... It feels like C9 is just taking too long to kill people. Like, Suki should be dead here. You need to kill him already. Now they've gotten position around the, like, Suki gets away here, whatever, right? But is it worth it to kill Suki? I'm trying to decide because Suki is very obviously worth the kill. But the problem is, this makes it into a 4v3, so yeah, you want to get him. But Darius is coming in anyway, so it'll be a 4v4 again. And they have position on their dragon. They can start it up, and like you're kind of walled out if you're C9. I'm sorry, who hit that nasty engage? Look, I'm pretty sure it's Premonition here who's gonna belt forward, flicker, immediately hit the hook. Or he's gonna flash. He's gonna Kai'Sa will get the kill onto the Singed. Riven comes in, hits a nice stun. But Isdraboa is just playing out of his mind. Like, look at that. He's getting so much damage. We're gonna have to slow this down. So I want to talk about this. So you watch right here, get the stun up onto them both. Ishiroa looks like he rocket builds out, and then immediately uses his first ability to get back at that damage. Old School getting hit for a lot, so is Selma. They both get zoned under the tower. And Premonition is just kind of sitting there. "46 minutes. Let's go. We might get done under an hour and 30. Yeah, take the Infernal Drake, which is really big. First of all, there's no chance for C9 to trade on it. And second of all, it is like a damage boost. And that is, Infernal Drake is by far the best Drake in the game. And I don't think there's any way to contest that. And then they're immediately positioning for Rift Herald. Like, you're gonna kill that? You're gonna kill that? That's emblematic of the series right there. You're just so close and you're so far, Cloud9. Oh my, Old School. But where are you, buddy? Look at this. So he goes up. They don't get the kill on this. This stems from right here, right? Renekton, Zello just walks past and doesn't hit it. I think they want to give the gold to Old School. They want to give the last hit damage to Old School. But Old School is now out in no man's land. Look at where he is compared to the rest of his team. Now he's like, oh fuck, I gotta get back to my team. But by that time, Suzaku has already gotten into the mid lane. Suki hits a great engage. Look at this. Just gonna jump over the wall. Hit him with the thing. Hit him with the hexacle. Hit him with the leg sweep. Hit him with hexacle. Hit him. Immediately, Old School goes down. Zello coming in from behind, trying to like save his teammate. Burst down immediately, right? This is basically the problem. You took a 2 1v1s here, right? There is no like 3v5. It's 2 1v1s, and you're not gonna win those. 2 1v5s, I mean. And boom, Tarzan is about to get killed. Kai'Sa dashes in. Oh my! Yeah, that's just like, look at this. How does he get away with this? Premonition manages to get away with that. Isdrabo was never in any sort of like worry. And then, why are you over here, Meals? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? You do get the kill, and you get out. So, I mean, I'll give you credit for that. So now we're just kind of back to the neutral game. You're just looking for a good, 5v5 team fight. But yeah, hold up, I want to check something. So we're gonna go back a few seconds. Let's look at before this kill. What's the gold lead at? It's what, 1k basically? What does the gold lead spike to after? 2k, 3k, 2k, yeah. So they basically gave away 1,000 gold there. Or 2,000, yeah, so that was like a 3,000 gold for the side of Suzaku, which, like, that might just be enough to put away the game. Oh, Zello's dead here. Probably. Yeah, he just gets burst down immediately by the 4 members. And they should probably take this turret while they're at it. Looks like they're trying to counter onto Premonition. And they do. Good trade. But that turret will give the bigger, will give it even bigger. We'll give what? That's now 3k gold lead. So yeah, not what you're looking for. Who's that? Wait, no, Suki. You gotta be fucking with me, bro. So look at Suki's position, right? He's right up here. He's right up here in the top left corner. You can see him on the minimap, right? So he's right over here. Look where old school is. He hits the dash off the wall. Right, so you're gonna watch him hit this dash off of the. We're gonna go to 0.5. I swear to God, we'll get done before 3 hours. He's gonna hit this dash off of the wall, and then he's going to immediately target old school. This is some great mechanics from Suzuki. Old school is now completely zoned out of this fight. With Vane's short range, he can't even get close to, a lot of these other carries. And he's also trying to back away from Suki, who's looking to kill him. Suki jumps into stasis, which means that old school is basically in this corner still. Yeah, so Suki has hit 2 clutch ults in a row now. And I know, I was a big fan of him in game 1 on Gragas, and I think he's doing really well. I think that a big portion of Wild Rift, especially with how small the map is how you're going to engage on your opponent. How are you going to get on your opponent without dying? And I think that Suki has provided Suzaku with a really good way to do that. There's no. Okay, so now what? Okay, so we'll go back 5 more seconds. So the Singe and Meals get stunned up and killed. A good amount of damage is done to Isjerboa though, so he's gonna try to use his ult to get away. He gets over here. He gets on the other side of old school. Now we've got basically 3 separate fights going on. We've got Isjerboa versus old school at the 1v1, Suki versus Selma right over here, and then Tarzan versus Stove and Demon King. So we'll look at the Isjerboa fight first. So old school flashes, tries to hit Isjerboa, stuns him up. Wait, was that a Selma stun from on the other side of the wall? No, that's the Vayne stun. He gets exhausted by him though, and so Isjerboa loses the 1v1 there. I didn't expect him to win it. He was basically down in HP from the beginning. Suki versus Selma. Nothing really much happens. It looks like they're just kind of fighting it out. As for Demon King versus Tarzan, they kind of just have him on the run. Tarzan is getting burst down. So Suki, instead of going after Selma, which is good, you don't want to chase too much here because the Vayne will be coming back around the corner. He decides to go after Tarzan and help him out help Demon King out with the kill. Then they just kind of back off. I like this, not getting too greedy. plus the gold lead is now what, 5k in your favor, 4k in your favor basically. Yeah, his 44 to 48. Yeah, so it's basically 4k in your favor. We have already been over this fight a few times. So what are we looking at here? Cloud Dragon is about to spawn in about 3 seconds. So they're going to summon the Rift. Oh my god, this is mean. So they're gonna drop the Rift Herald so that C9 basically either has the choice of giving up the tower or like giving up the dragon. And it looks like C9 will choose to give up the dragon. Meals is now engaged. Where is Old School? So we're gonna slow this down a little bit. Do it slow style. How long are we recording? Yeah, I figured as much. It's been like an hour. I hope you all enjoy these longer videos, by the way. I enjoy making these sort of like more analytical VOD review videos. Right, so basically we see Old School taking down the Rift Herald, while the team of Suzaku is going after the dragon. They're gonna get the dragon, no room for a steal. Now look at this. Tarzan goes in, Selma is coming in, and it looks like Renekton is TPing in as well. But they're all... I swear to God, someone went in. Who went in? It was Meals who went in. It wasn't Tarzan. Yeah. So Meals is here. Look at how far away he is from his team and how far away he is from his carry. Look at how far away the jungler is from the fight. So the jungler gets into the fight. Tarzan hits the explosive fruit. And Old School is now just getting into range. Meals is at 3-4 still, so that's pretty good. That's better than it's been every single other time, right? But this is emblematic of Cloud9's problem. Like, Old School is back here. You want him to engage with you. You want him to be able to walk forward with you and then roll back. Old School also doesn't have his flash, so you gotta play a lot safer. They're gonna Hextech ultimatum on Meals. He's gonna get almost executed by the Darius, just a little bit off. They're all gonna get knocked up by what looks like, I'm pretty sure that was the Jin Zhao. Yeah, the Jin Zhao ultimate, and then the team of Suzaku is gonna get hit by the Tarzan to knock up. Who is that? Suki? Suki gets out alive. Because here he is now. And there he is after taking like a Vayne shot. And look at that. They immediately collapsed onto Vayne, right? Once this like semi front line is gone, once Meals and Tarzan are gone, there's an immediate collapse onto Old School. Doesn't even get a chance to roll. Oh, he does get a chance to roll away. He also uses his boots. But it looks like he's dead because look at that Kaisa ultimate. See him? He is now in the plasma. So Kaisa ultimates. And this time, Old School, you are dead. And Selma is now running for his life. Suki wins these 1v1s, hopefully. Oh, he gets rooted. Yeah, so Selma will get away. And look at this. They're immediately going for the mid-tier 2. This is a great ability to capitalize. They immediately say, yeah, we can take the mid-tier 2. They can probably push an inhibitor too. Might want to go for Baron before you end, but like I think you have the cooldown timers are very low. I don't know if it's worth it. Oh, it looks like they're going for it. And it looks like Suzaku will end the game. Yeah, so there wasn't a lot that really happened by from an interesting like team fighting standpoint. That being said, I think that it was very interesting, the idea that Like, what went wrong for Cloud9, right? What went wrong in this series? Old school positioning. Um, it's like 50-50, right? Like it's 50% on him, and like sometimes he's in the wrong spot, but the other times, like most of the time, it feels like his team moves without him. Moves without him. Yeah. Is Suki cracked? I'm gonna say yes. Suki hit so many good engages. There was that one near the Rift Herald where he hit that huge ult. Like just the ability to know that the AD carry is just kind of out of the fight. Like I think that Camille should have been banned, and like you probably want to pick Gragas. I don't think you want to do anything. Jungle pick for C9. Honestly, Riven looked good. Like that is one of the positives that I have about this team. I think the jungling has looked pretty good. Trades in the mid game. Suzaku definitely won them. And I feel like that was. I feel like these. If I had to like pick a story of the match, right? Something that you like, if you're looking at like the match that you want to look out for, I'd look for these three things. Right? This is what you want to look at, in my eyes, right? Old school is constantly like getting caught out of position, like his team isn't playing around him. Suki like is constantly hitting these big value engages, where like on the other side for Zello, I didn't feel like there was that sort of impact at all. I was like, this guy is ahead, like play through him, and like it just felt like he had little to no impact. And then trades in the mid game, like Suzaku was constantly winning fights. Like they would take these fights that were like 3v2s, and they would become 3v1s because of like poor positioning for Cloud9, and they would constantly win those. They took the ability to snowball. Yeah. Kaisa. Honestly, let's think about what we thought of this draft. C9, I feel like they definitely did win the draft in hindsight. I feel like their comp was much better, but I feel like, yeah. Kha'Zix, don't think it mattered. The Lulu, I again, like, I feel like C9 didn't build around that enough, right? When you pick the early, like, I would have liked to actually see Karma. The more I think about it, let's go back to the draft real quick. Yes, this is game one. We're gonna go back to. There we go. This is game one. This is a replay. Yeah, so I would have liked to see maybe instead of the Riven pick or the Singe pick, I would have liked to have maybe seen where you flex the Karma mid and then pick like a Sona. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this C9. I feel like C9's call position is better. I like it more. I think that the utility value of the Singe, like Singed isn't great at dealing damage, but he has a lot of utility. You know, you can kind of like you're a bit beefy. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's really about it though. I don't think there was like much else to say about this game. I'd be interested in hearing why Suzaku thought that Shen was a ban-worthy character. More than Karma specifically. Maybe they just weren't worried about it. Like she didn't have that much of an impact in this game, so maybe it's just not something they're worried about. Yeah, I'll just throw my notes up on the screen one last time for all y'all. But yeah, I think that the big stories. Lulu picked too early. I think that was still true. I think that gave Cloud9 a lot of like options. They kind of like Cloud9 was able to switch things up at the last minute, and like the Lulu kind of inhibits your ability to do that. She's not very flexible. Obviously these things. Yeah. Other than that, I am really excited to see Suzaku at the major, based on this performance. Cloud9, not so much. I think that players to keep your eye on, 100% Suki, 100% Isjir Boa. Um, Other than that, who are you looking at? Suki's my sleeper pick. Isjir Boa is the main one. I liked how Demon King, Stove, Premonition are all playing. It's not easy to take Darius in the mid lane, but I think it's a very good pick. But my sleeper pick is 100% watch Suki. Other than that, I'd be interested in watch Old School and Zello for different reasons. Obviously, I think watch Suki because he's cracked. I want to watch Zello because I think it'd be interesting to see how he plays in the top lane. He's constantly coming out with these advantages, and I feel like he isn't behind, but I just feel like they aren't playing through enough. As for watching Old School, I feel like if his team plays around him better, he could really pop off. Like he hasn't played poorly, like except for like the few times he was out of position. But like it's not like his micro play is bad by any means. So yeah, that's where I'll stop.